If you ask an experienced gamer what Nintendo's first console is, they might say it's the NES. If you ask a nerdy gamer what Nintendo's first console is, they might say it's the Famicom with square buttons. But today, we're traveling back to the 1970s to explore Nintendo's very first home video game console, the Nintendo Color TV game. And guess what? We happen to have one right here. By the way, I'm Dong. The console we're talking about today is the Nintendo Color TV Game 15. Released on June 8, 1977, the original CTG-15 was launched just 1 week after its predecessor, the Color TV Game 6, with prices set at 9,800 yen for the CTG-6 and 15,000 yen for the CTG-15. The difference between Color TV Game 6 and 15 lies in the number of games they offer. It's in their names, and whether they feature the controllers you can hold in your hands. I gotta say, this pricing strategy is very clever. Paying just half the price more of the previous model, you get more than double the number of games and detachable controllers. The unit we have is the later released CTG-15V revised version. It's a punk clone. Like all first-generation consoles back then, almost every console was essentially a pawn system. However, Nintendo didn't stop with the CTG-6 and CTG-15. The series also included the Color TV game Racing 112 and Block Breaker, featuring racing games and various block-breaking variants. And guess what? We happen to have one. But let's save it for the next time if you want to know a bit more about it. Back to our protagonist. The prints on the sides of the box are simple. Two sides show the Japanese name Color TV Game 15 and the contents in the box, while the other sides display the 15 game modes the console features. Let's open up the package and take a look at the system.
Okay.
The console can be powered by 6C batteries or a separately sold power adapter, beating Apple by 43 years. Note that the console was only sold in Japan, so its power supply supports only 100 volts input. To avoid any risk of damage, we need a 220 volt to 100 volt converter. Luckily, we have one already. In the first generation of consoles, the switches and buttons on the console panel were like settings and mode selections in most video games today. The two toggle switches at the top left can adjust the size of the pedals on the left and right sides of the screen. With real-time switching, if you can't take a loss, you can change the opponent's pedal size with a single switch to sync a friendship. The toggle switch on the right can control the ball's speed, slow and fast. The toggle switch at the top right controls whether each side has 1 or 2 pedals. The huge toggle on the right allows you to choose between the 8 built-in games and their different modes. Considering we are looking at one of the earliest home video game consoles in history, there wasn't an established ergonomic controller design system at the time. Many consoles still use various toggles, switches, and rotary wheels. The CTG-15 we are playing today also uses rotary wheels. Surprisingly, I found out that it isn't an infinite rotation. The initial version had fixed steps per movement, not true analog input. The later improved versions that we are playing today include the analog input. The controller doesn't have more buttons. It connects to the console via a cable and is not pluggable. The console has slots to place the controller steadily in slot, perhaps influencing the design of the Famicom's controller slots. Even though released in 1977, this console already offered color output, displaying colorful graphics with different game modes, actually featuring 7 colors. The console outputs via radio frequency signal, requiring a coaxial signal converter and channel tuning. I feel old just saying these words. Today, Nintendo is known for having the strongest legal team in the Eastern Earth. The awareness of legit use of anything has accompanied them since they first entered the video game industry. As mentioned, in the early days of home consoles, every console was essentially a Pong clone. The first Pong console was Magnavox's Odyssey. Nintendo bought a license to produce their Pong console in Japan from Magnavox. Nintendo's then-president Hiroshi Yamauchi insisted on simplifying the design of the console to lower production costs and prices, making the console more consumer-friendly. Just a bit more background. Speaking of Nintendo, we must mention Shigeru Miyamoto, the father of Mario. He joined Nintendo as a concept artist in 1977, the same year Nintendo entered the home console market. Miyamoto thought the hardware of CTG6 and 15 was bad, so he designed the steering wheel for Racing 112. This wheel became the console's most iconic feature. From a design perspective, this bad may refer to the player input that Miyamoto found lacking. After discussing hardware, let's take a look at the software. As we can see from the packaging, the CTG15 has 15 games. But wait, the main panel has only 8 games. So why 15? Why the you lying? Nintendo played a word game here, counting single and double pedal modes as separate games, except for the last shooting game. The other 7 games has 2 modes each, so 7 times 2 plus 1 equals 15. Let's do the math. 112 in the Racing 112 comes from the different combinations possible with the console switches. The 15 game modes are as follows. The difference between the mode A and B is that the mode B is typically a simplified version of mode A. In Tennis A, the center line can change the vertical direction of the ball, whereas in Tennis B, the ball can pass straight through the center line. In Hockey A, the scoring area is confined to a relatively small zone, with a section in the middle that opens and closes with the rebound of the ball. In Hockey B, the opening and closing section in the middle is removed, and what sets hockey apart from other games is that the players of both sides are placed between each other. In Volleyball A, the center line interferes with the ball in both horizontal and vertical directions, which may cause the ball to bounce backwards. In Volleyball B, the entire center line changes the vertical direction of the ball. Ping pong uses a horizontal view of the table, where players control the height of the paddle, and the ball falls as it crosses the net. In the last shooting game, there are moving targets on the right side of the screen, and players score points by timing and pressing the red shooting button on the panel in advance to hit the target. An interesting tidbit, CTG6 and 15 were released only 1 week apart, so they used identical chips. Nintendo just didn't enable all the game selections on the CTG6. Okay, enough talk. Let's see what each game modes feel like. Unlike other CTG consoles gameplay videos you will find online, we have one key feature, Player 2.
Alright, what's up guys? My name is Yugi, aka Player 2. Super excited to be here.
Start the game. Oh my god.
This is not as smooth as I remember it to be.
Yeah, back in the...
Oh my god. Yeah, back in the what? This is like what?
This is actually the first generation of video game. There must be some lag in the input.
Oh sure, yeah, it's only from like what, 40 years ago? There might be something wrong with it.
If someone gets to the 15 score...
Also we're doing, okay,
yeah.
So it's on 15. Oh, I'm getting close. I'm getting there.
And I'm getting serious.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Dude.
I just stopped talking.
Nintendo might someday just remake this game. No!
I'm on
no!
Oh, that's a fun game. It's always a fun game when you win the game.
Yeah,
right? It's
actually,
fun.
yeah. And now let's try the hockey.
Hockey?
Yeah, you know what? I even want to make it harder. So let's just try the double.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
But we only get to control one of them, right? We only get to control the... Oh, it's...
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Ooh,
yes.
That's a good one.
Well, no!
I would feel like it never goes to the... Every time the ball comes out, you can't even send it to the front court. It stays in the back court, bro. What is happening?
We can even make the ball speed faster. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like my board goes transparent for a second there.
Yeah. What if I just stay around the goal?
Yeah, see what's gonna happen. Oh yeah, that's
I
exactly
still
what's
lose.
gonna happen. Wow, that's intense.
Really, I'm losing again?
All right, 14 to 14.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
now
yeah.
15 to 14.
Finally. What about we try ping pong?
Ping pong. I
Yeah.
like ping pong. What?
131.
131, my god. This is like an invisible wall on top of the screen.
Yeah. It's the physics back in 1977.
Yeah, it's the most advanced physics known to man.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta be kidding.
I'm a natural.
Ooh.
No, 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 no.
Oh my god. I'm not good at ping pong, apparently.
All right, so I think that's all for today's gameplay session, right?
Yeah, that's very fun.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
As Nintendo's first step in the home console market, the CTG series explored the market from multiple angles. With 4 models, the CTG6 and CTG15 offered low-cost entry and high-value options, using simplified designs to reduce cost and increase production efficiency. Seems familiar, right? This strategy aligned with Nintendo's hardware design philosophy in the following decades, offering various popular game forms at that time, but each came with innovations and timely releasing improved versions to fix hardware shortcomings. Yamauchi's foresight was proven right by the market feedback. CTG6 and 15 sold 1 million units each. Blockbreaker and Racing 112 sold 500,000 units each, with a total of 3 million units sold. This impressive number dominated the first generation of video game consoles. Well deserved. The CTG series, as Nintendo's pioneering work in home consoles, brought valuable experiences and treasures for future generations. Innovating gameplay, emphasizing legality, designing the console as a toy everyone can enjoy rather than just a plastic TV box. And the most important legacy Nintendo left for the gamers and many future generations to come was actually Nintendo themselves. With consoles, titles, and people that helped shape the entire video game industry, the start was by no means rough. And the steam only gets stronger after 8 generations. So, okay, that's all for today's show. If you want to see more retro console unboxings and gameplay, and more importantly, if you would like to see me again, please tell me by your like, comment, and share. Glad to see you here. Maybe next time.